What is happening, guys? Back at you with another video. So, with the recent release of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom now in theaters, basically after a 10-year span, the DCEU has come to a close. So, a video that I've really been wanting to do and was planning to do basically upon hearing about the DCEU actually ending with the release of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, I wanted to do a sort of ranking video about basically ranking the DCEU movie heroes. And the way I'm going to do this is going to be in tier list form. So we're going to be ranking a few heroes here, basically the main heroes of the movies. Now I'm not going to have like every single little hero in here. Is basically going to be just ones that I picked and choose, and mainly just basically the main heroes of their movies. I didn't really include any Suicide Squad members because although they are the protagonists of their movies, they are of course more mainstream villains and basically just villains doing somewhat good work just to stay alive. So with that being said, let's get into this tier list ranking. So I wanted to start off with Michael Keaton's Batman from the Flash movie. Honestly, he was, for me at least, he was a highlight of the film. Being able to come back and play the role of Batman again, Michael Keaton was a fan favorite Batman, and being able to see him come back and play Batman in the Flash movie and being back on screen as Batman honestly was an awesome time to see him. And in the Flash movie, he really plays his Batman really well. You know, he still has his tech and his gadgets going on. He has his Batmobile and he has his Batplane still. And honestly, he was just looking badass in the Flash movie. Honestly, like I said, a highlight for me in this movie, watching him on screen and in this movie. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and put him into the A tier. I think he brought a lot to the Flash movie, and just being able to see him on screen again was awesome. Next up, we have Supergirl from the Flash movie. And while watching this movie, I really enjoyed the character of Supergirl. Sasha Calle did a pretty good job of playing the character and, you know, just believing in her that she is Supergirl and showing us the strength of her character. Seeing what her character is able to do after being basically imprisoned for all these years. And basically being the strength and the power of the core group in the Flash movie as she takes on Zod and his army and helping to basically protect the Earth. Although I really enjoyed her character, I just felt like we didn't really get enough of her in the Flash movie. I think we could have used a little bit more character development, a little bit more story with her. But other than that, I really did enjoy her character, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put her into the C category. Next up is going to be Blue Beetle, and I gotta say, this is one of my favorite characters of the DC movies this year. I was so excited to see Blue Beetle come on screen. Basically been a fan of Blue Beetle for going on 10 years now, and to finally be able to see a live action version of the character come on screen, being able to watch that movie, and was one of my favorite movies of the year, and just really enjoyed the movie, really enjoyed seeing this character come to life on screen. I thought Xolo Maridueña did a pretty good job of playing the character of Jaime Reyes, and just seeing the use of all the different technological weapons used throughout the movie and the way the suit was adapting to every situation. Being able to create different weapons and different technological weapons. I'm definitely looking forward to see what they do with the character of Blue Beetle once he enters into the DCU. But yeah, I really enjoyed this character. I really like what they did with the movie. And I'm going to go ahead and put him into the B tier. Next up, we got Atom Smasher from the Black Adam movie. And with this character, him being a member of the Justice Society in the Black Adam movie, we're able to see this character and basically see his power in effect, where he basically grows big and, you know. But I feel like with this character, we didn't really spend enough time with this character to get really any development with this character or any backstory going on. Really, he was just there on the team and almost like basically came across as this sort of bumbling idiot in a way. And he was kind of funny at times too. But at times he just felt like he was just there in the background and not really showing his full usefulness. And for that reason, I think I'm going to have to put him into the C tier. Next up, we have Cyclone, also from the Black Adam movie. And with her character, I feel like her character is a little similar to Atom Smasher, to where we didn't get much development with her. We didn't really get to know her or spend a whole lot of time with her. She does have a cool power set of basically being able to control the wind. And we see that kind of in effect somewhat in the Black Adam movie. But like I said, you know, not enough development with her, not really much spent time with her. So I gotta at least probably put her along with Atom Smasher into the C tier. Next up is going to be Hawkman from the Black Adam movie. Now, I actually did like this character and watching him from the Black Adam movie. the way he was able to basically be the leader of the Justice Society, the way he had this sort of rivalry with Black Adam, and it was funny at times seeing that rivalry between them, where they were just going up against each other, and he was actually able to somewhat hold his own against Black Adam. So with this character actually being one of the few characters I liked in the Black Adam movie, and just everything he was able to do, I am going to go ahead and put him into the B tier. And we come to my actual favorite character of the Black Adam movie, and that is Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate, when he was announced to be in the Black Adam movie, was one of the characters I was actually looking forward to seeing on screen the most. I've been a fan of Dr. Fate for the past few years now, and being able to see a live action version of this character come on screen, I was really excited. I was seeing him, be really excited to see what he was able to do in the Black Adam movie. And I wasn't really disappointed with his character. I really enjoyed his character in the movie, and being able to see his power set and being able to see what he could be able to do. And I really, really enjoyed this character in the Black Adam movie. Pierce Brosnan played him pretty well, and just really enjoyed him in this movie. So I'm going to put him into the B tier. And we come to the character of Black Adam himself, played by Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Now, the Black Adam movie itself is not necessarily high tier kind of DC movie for me. It feels, it's kind of fun at times, sure, but it is sort of mediocre to me. But when it comes to the character of Black Adam, and basically he's sort of playing this anti-hero in the movie to where, sure, he's protecting some people and protecting the country, but, you know, he's doing it at his own will. He's doing it his own way. Killing is not out of the question for him. And he's all powerful. He has the strength, and basically how the T sets up Superman also, which of course is not going to come to fruition. And him just having this strength, and he's able to go up against Superman. He is all powerful. But when it comes to the character himself, I didn't really get invested into the character too much. So for me, he's going to have to go into the B tier. Next up, we have the character of Shazam, played by Zachary Levi. I really enjoyed that first Shazam movie. I thought it was a lot of fun, being able to have Zachary Levi play this character of Shazam. Basically, he's playing like a man-child of sorts. And basically how people always say it. It was basically like Big as a superhero movie. He's all powerful with different power sets of the different gods. I will say, though, that when it comes to Shazam, Fury of the Gods, the second Shazam movie, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first Shazam movie, but I still think he's a great character. When it comes down to it, Shazam is. I like the way Zachary Levi plays him. I will say there's kind of some misuse of continuity where it comes to like Billy Batson when he's just a regular teenager, where he basically acts a little more serious when it comes to his counterpart of Shazam. Like I said, Shazam, it comes across as this man-child, and teenager Billy Batson does not fit the same personality. So that is somewhat of a slight knock against him. But when it comes down to it, I do like this character and have enjoyed this character. So I'm going to go ahead and put him into the A tier. And we have Martian Manhunter, specifically more from the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Now, this was a total surprise whenever I was watching the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League and being able to see Martian Manhunter on screen in this movie. I was super excited because Martian Manhunter is one of my all-time favorite DC characters, and to be able to see him in the movie was an awesome sight. But I have to slightly knock him against him, even though he is my favorite character and I would put him higher tier. But the slight knock against him is that he didn't really do much in the movie. He was just there as saying, I would help in the end. And although, you know, we do get his human form, where it was basically confirmed to his human form was, you know, the government official that he was playing. And I don't know, the government official was here and there occasionally throughout the movies, but not really doing too much. So just for the sake of Martian Manhunter not doing too much in the movies and basically being just a cameo appearance, I am going to have to put him into the D tier. Now we get into our main Justice League members, starting off with Cyborg. I thought it was kind of interesting that they actually decided to use Cyborg as one of the members of the Justice League. Basically, our main entries that we get him in with him in the DCEU is, of course, the Justice League movie from 2017, also known as Justice League, and the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Of course, we know how people feel about the Justice League from 2017. I feel like in that movie, he wasn't fully utilized to his full potential. And it was said that they did cut out a lot of his storyline, a lot of character development that he was going to have. But when we actually get him into the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, they do the character way better. They're able to give him development. They're able to give him more of a story, and almost feels like he's sort of the heart of the Justice League. And just basically better at, you know, just be able to do a better job of having this character in the Justice League with the Zack Snyder cut. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and put him into the B tier. Next up, we have the character of the Flash. Now, the Flash is one of my favorite DC characters of all time, so I was very interested in seeing what they were going to be able to do with this character in the DCEU. We had Ezra Miller come in and play the character, and at first announcement when he was announced to play the character, I was kind of interested in seeing what he was able to do. I thought he was going to bring something to the character. And for the most part, I have enjoyed the character of the Flash in the DCEU. It's probably not exactly the way I would have liked him to be played, but he had some very fun moments in the DCU. The way he's able to use his power, his speed, being able to travel in time, and whenever he was able to finally get his own movie. I'm not necessarily high on that movie, but I do enjoy moments from that movie with him as a character and just being able to play this character. For the most part, here and there, I've enjoyed them. So I am going to go ahead and put him into the A category. Now we come to the character of Aquaman, played by Jason Momoa. Now, for the most part, I really enjoyed the take that Jason Momoa does for the character of Aquaman, although not necessarily accurate to the comics. I still had a lot of fun with this character, the way he's playing this character throughout the two Aquaman movies, the Justice League movie, and the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League. A lot of fun times with this character, but also a few silly times that kind of seemed like overbearing at times. Not very much, but slight hints of it. But of course, with the character of Aquaman, where he's sort of the laughingstock of the Justice League, Jason Momoa brings this sort of coolness to the character. And being able to play him the way that Jason Momoa does, where he's just this sort of surfer bro, and just having his power set of, of course, being set around the ocean, where he's able to communicate with fish and swim at fast speed, and just having this certain amount of strength to him. There was times he kind of came across as the reluctant hero type and sort of the reluctant king, where you kind of see it more in Aquaman 2, where he doesn't necessarily like the kingly duties he has to do, and he even fell asleep during king meetings. But nonetheless, overall, I enjoyed what Jason Momoa was able to do with this character and actually had fun with this character in the DCEU. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and put him into the A tier. Next up, we have Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot. And I really like what Gal was able to do with this character and bring to this character. I was kind of wondering at first, with her being announced as playing Wonder Woman at first, I was kind of interested in seeing what she was able to do with this character. Not really seeing much from her in movies besides mainly Fast and the Furious before she played this role. I was kind of interested in seeing what can she do to this character, what could she bring to this character of Wonder Woman. And I gotta say, I'm not disappointed with the way she portrayed Wonder Woman. When it comes to her first movie, I thought that was a great movie, definitely a high tier movie in the DCEU. Being able to come across as this strong, powerful woman and being in World War I, having some great chemistry with Steve Trevor, and all the other times she comes up in movies like in Justice League, and basically showing that she is not afraid to back down from a fight. She was usually a highlight whenever she was on screen, being able to watch her throughout the movies. But I will say, when it comes to Wonder Woman 1984 movie, that one was a little bit questionable. It was definitely a down step for me. And if you kind of pay attention and think about it, the way she wished Steve Trevor to come back, and the way the movie portrays it as basically he came back in somebody else's body, and the way she was just with this guy kind of against his will. Even though she saw Steve Trevor, it still was in some other guy's body. So definitely some questionable moments going on there. But nonetheless, I still enjoyed the character of Wonder Woman throughout the DCEU. And I think Gal did a very well job of playing this character. Really enjoyed this character. So I am going to go ahead and put her into the A tier. Now we come to the all-powerful Superman, played by Henry Cavill. And I really like what Henry Cavill was able to do with this character, Superman. Really enjoyed how he's portrayed this character and what he was able to do with the character of Clark Kent also. I still think that Christopher Reeve does do a better job of playing both characters of Clark Kent and Superman and having that nice balance between the two characters. But Henry Cavill does still a good job of playing both characters. Now, with his Superman, it definitely was a little grittier. That's the way Zack Snyder was kind of coming across with it. But he still had this sense of hope. He still kind of was that beacon of hope throughout some of the movies. And with people basically depending on him, and he was able to come through and be this all-powerful being and being able to help protect the Earth and fight in battles. So I really enjoyed this character of Superman in the DCEU. I don't really see too many downsides to his character. So I am going to go ahead and put him into the S tier. And we come to our final character of Batman, played by Ben Affleck. Now, in the beginning of the announcement of Ben Affleck was going to play Batman in the DCEU, I was kind of one of those people that was definitely skeptical on what he was able to, if he was going to be able to play this character well or not. I was definitely one of those people that was kind of against it. But upon seeing his Batman for the first time, it actually changed my mind. Being able to see him on screen as Batman be this powerful Batman, the way he was able to get in shape and the way he also plays his Bruce Wayne. And he was able to play a nice balance between Bruce Wayne and Batman. And really came across as this brawler type, just taking everybody down. He had the technological weapons also, Batmobile, Batwing, all the gadgets, and basically coming across as the leader of the Justice League. I would say there's a slight knock against them to where I didn't really enjoy too many parts of him in the Justice League from 2017. But when it comes to the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, that changed all that, and I really enjoyed what he was able to do with the character of Batman in Justice League, of the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. So overall, I think Ben Affleck did a pretty good job. It's a shame that we're not going to be able to get that Batman solo movie, because I was definitely interested in seeing that and seeing what he was able to do with a solo movie. But nonetheless, like I said, overall, I enjoyed this character of Batman in the DCEU and the way Ben Affleck was able to play him. So I'm going to go ahead and put him into the S tier. But that is going to do it when it comes to ranking the heroes in tier list form. Honestly, in a way, it's kind of sad to see the DCEU actually pretty much close out and be done after this 10-year span. Of course, sure, we had some hit and misses here and there. Some movies weren't that good, but I actually enjoyed a couple of them throughout here and there. But nonetheless, we move on to the next chapter, and with the DCEU coming soon in the future, we'll see how that universe is going to be set up, how that universe is going to be going. Will James Gunn be able to succeed with that universe? I do have some hope that he could be able to do a good job with it. But here's to the DCEU. But let me know down in the comments below, how would you rank these heroes? If you were to add some heroes, which heroes would you add? But I'll see y'all on the next video. Hope y'all have an awesome day. And see y'all next time.